Alright, I think we are live now. Alright guys, welcome to the HB official live stream. I'm Keith, the community manager here at HB Studios, and today I'm joined by Anthony, the producer of the golf club. How are you?
I'm good. How are you, buddy?
Very good, very good. So today we're at Hoodoo Hills. This is the remastered version. This is by Dr. Yeti.
It's a very impressive first tee anyway, so I haven't played this one before.
Yeah, I jumped out and I played a few holes. If you hit the B button, he has got he spent a lot of time putting out of bounds in there. So you definitely want to be watching that. All right, so I'm gonna turn on turn based.
Yep.
I think we're all
mine on
set.
as well.
All right, guys. You're on a 5-wood here on the first hole, so we'll start firing away some questions pretty quickly here. Let me just get a shot off. Alright. Let me know in chat how everything sounds. I think hopefully we're good. It's just a little technical difficulty with with Anthony's webcam. They're getting it set up on my software. It's acting goofy, so it's unfortunately you only get to see my mug today.
Oh, it's better looking than mine anyway. So.
Alright. Looks pretty good.
Oh, I'm in the light rough.
Alright, so jumping into the questions. John Eric started it off and says, what is really up with best ball and group play? Will we ever have the opportunity to play alternate shot with 4 people, 2 on a team, and if so, how would you go about implementing it?
Yeah, well, the problem is with that, it's just it's the way the scorecards are stored at the moment, and the way that we do the multiplayer. What it means is that each shot gets stored. So when you're doing like best ball or you're doing match play or something like that, it means that certain scorecards wouldn't be saved, which is fine. We just need to make a decision that we don't want some rounds to be saved. And this is another problem with the lobby stuff, and I spoke to John Eric about it before, and I put a post on the forum actually about an hour ago about it, is that people talk about lobbies all the time and the need for a lobby, but they don't actually want a lobby. The lobby's like a bit of old, ancient way of playing, really. It's as soon as you lose connection, you've lost the whole game you're in. So if I'm having an amazing round against Keith today, and I'm 7 under on this amazing course, and then Keith loses connection or decides that he's not going to play against me anymore because I'm beating him, I lose my whole game. But the way the game works at the moment with the asynchronous play is that each shot gets stored on the server. That means that you can continue to play and you won't lose anything. Which, oh no, I'm straight in the water. Why did I even go for that gamble? Yeah, so so we don't want to go to a lobby system where we will rely on connection all the time. Our game never loses connection, really. You never have that problem. So it's all we've got to do is design a system for them kind of modes to work where we're not saving the scorecard and it but it does influence your stats. If you want a longest drive, you hit a 400-yard drive on some course and it was in match play, you sort of want that in your stat screen. But we don't store the scorecards anymore because if we did it in best ball, it then becomes an issue. So it's clever design more so than anything else.
Yeah. Talk in the chat asking about the DLC, so maybe you could just touch on that, where we stand.
Yeah, so DLC is the bane of my life at the moment. So Sony contacted me. I checked on Monday and it said it was live. I didn't want to say anything just to make sure that if it was going to go live or not. I contacted Sony Tuesday and said I'm being told that it's live on your website, and they said yeah, we pushed it live. And I talked to Keith about it, and I said, well, I haven't seen anybody on the forums mention it, and he said no. So then I posted something, and so did Keith, about was it live, and everybody's come back and said no. The problem is that haven't got a UK account here. I've just managed to set one up with my own personal UK credit card because I haven't got any Sony codes for the game, so I had to buy my own game, which is fun. And we're checking it, and it's not working. So I'm talking to Sony, and I'm saying it's not working. They're saying it's live. We don't know why, and we're seeing it work in our debug environment, but we're not seeing it in the actual release environment. So they've pulled it and then republished it, and hoping that clears the backlog or something. So it might be through in a couple of hours or so. If not, I can't really put a time on it at the moment because I don't know exactly what's going on. They don't know exactly what's going on. Everything from a paperwork side of view and from a technical point of view looks right from HB's side. We've done everything we need to do. It works exactly the same way as the US store, and it all works here. So for some reason, when the message that comes up saying it's not available at this time that people are seeing, that means because it's not seeing it on the store. So for some reason, Sony is seeing it on the store, but the game isn't seeing it on the store, and we're trying to work out why.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a real pain. It's stressing me out, I have to say.
Yeah, I can only imagine. What's up, Biggins? Reeb Doog, welcome to the chat. Welcome to the stream. Alright. Alright, so there. Our first all this is a lot of work put into this one.
So, well, you're up on me already. 2 strokes. God.
Yeah, you had an unfortunate water ball there.
Oh, I gambled when I shouldn't have done.
Yeah, it was a tough one to clear the water when you're coming out.
I love this. I love this hole.
Yeah.
Too, even better. The first one.
This is really nice. Oh, get a good bounce here. Ooh, I'll take that one every day. Right. Let's see. John Eric also asked someone else, a few people had asked about it, but he also asked, where are we at with the Torny wind fix?
Right, okay, so we fixed it. It's all good. I know that some people were disappointed we disabled it, and it was a hard decision to make because I didn't want to disable it, but the problem is all of you guys on the forums and stuff that communicate with us regularly, you'll listen to me when I say turn off the ghost balls. It will mean that this judderiness that you were getting will go away. The problem is there's only 4,000 or 5,000 people on our forums, and hundreds of thousands of people bought the game. So all them people are having a bad experience, and they don't read our forums and don't read how to fix this problem. So I had to disable it for the small period of time. We're putting a new build in to Sony in the next week, and with that will fix the problem, and we go back to having the wind system. We've also improved the wind system, so the direction issue that people were talking about is also fixed. So yeah, a bit of a disappointment that it had to be pulled, but I had to look for the greater good, and I didn't want to lose like thousands of players that don't read my dev diary and listen to the Twitch feed and everything else. So that's unfortunately why.
Alright. What's up, Fusion? How's it going? Dr. Yeti, yeah, I don't know who picked this piece. Fusion, it's what has he missed? Not too much. Touched on the DLC, some of the game mode things, and the wind. Alright. Nevada Ballin asks, will there ever be a TGC store on the website where we could buy the golf club logoed golf shirts, golf balls, etc.? I would absolutely rock that stuff when I go out and play real golf.
We're actually looking into that at the moment, so we will see. It was Jim, our head of art. He looked into some of these things, and we've looked into doing stuff for the Xbox and PlayStation stores as well for your characters within that, and like your avatars, and also like golf bags and all these kinds of things. So it's like, is it going to be cost effective for us to do? And if so, we can make up a batch and we can give some stuff away for prizes and let other people buy them and stuff like that. So something we'd like to do, because we got some the developers each got a nice black the golf club shirt to play golf in, and it's one of my favourite golf shirts around. When I was in Ireland the other week. I was playing Ballon Road golf course out in Mayo, and had my golf club shirt on, and it was the one day in the whole 2 weeks I was there that I could get out in my t-shirt because it was raining for the rest of the time, as is Irish weather.
You sent me a picture of that shirt, and it is quite smart looking.
Oh yeah, it's a nice shirt, has to be said.
I said, darn. Unfortunately, they were made before I got here.
Yeah, you missed out on that one, buddy.
Yeah.
But we wouldn't mind doing a few more things like that, and having like a few things that, like, just for you guys to buy. It's insane that you can't. So it'd be good if we could get stuff out to you.
Yeah. Let's see. Han asked any updates on other online game types such as match play, better ball. You sort of touched on that.
Yeah, it's just a design thing really with the scorecard. So yeah.
And he also followed up. Also, any further developments on new bridges or buildings, etc., for the GNCD?
Not at the moment. Jim always surprises me. It's funny because like when I talk to Keith and he gets the latest unstable build, and Jim will add some stuff. He's one of these very, very great people to work on the game. He's always like doing stuff in his spare time, and he'll come in and add stuff over the weekend and stuff. So I'm always surprised with what I see in there when I come in on a Monday morning, and Keith might see it before I do. Yeah, not that I know of at the moment, but we're always looking out for stuff and like thinking about what we can build. Definitely want to add more and more. It's always the more we can add, the more creative you guys can be.
Crazy Canuck 1985 asked, any news on getting a favorites brushes toolbar in the designer, or at least moving
a favorites brush? Oh, that's a nice idea. So you just you go through and you go favorite, and favorite the ones that you use the most.
That's that.
Yeah, that's a good idea. I can look into that and see what we can do.
He said, or at least moving my beloved soft round brushes to the front of the carousel. There's two soft ones that seem to have gotten put back beyond all those funky bunker brushes, and I think a lot of people use those, so they're constantly hitting that RB to get to them now.
You birdied every hole, Keith. How'd you manage this?
Shh. Don't jinx me.
And I wouldn't fancy taking a golf cart out on this course. Jesus.
No,
that's steep.
I know. When I played earlier, you can actually make this shot over the rocks, but the danger is if you look at the overhead, it's like crazy out of bounds everywhere. So maybe I'll just go conventional down here. I don't know. When I tried it earlier, I hit a couple out of bounds, so it's not the easiest shot. Oh, that's a terrible shot. Oh, that's no good. Dr. Yeti says, yes, I have like 6 or 7 brushes that I use all the time, and they have to be furthest apart. That would be... Pop Don, I thought we were going to be able to add wind in GNC for testing purposes. If so, how?
We haven't done that yet. It's one of them things that I've looked into a bit, but we've always got like a big long list of things we need to do for each update. So it's all prioritized. Getting the wind sorted out for tournaments is the big one, and getting the DLC out was the other one. But it's one of them things that's on our list that we can look at putting in, because I do think it helps design courses. So.
There is the trick. If Pop Down, if you don't know, you can go offline from the main menu and then go into the GNC, then go play your course, the unpublished course, and you'll actually have real wins on it. So you can do it. It's not the perfect workaround, but if you wanted to see how your course was progressing in the wind, that is an option to do that. I don't think I'm gonna get there here. Let's try. I'm thinking my birdie streak might be coming to an end here, but you never know. I can have a putt at it. Not a good putt, but Gweeg Staddy, hopefully I'm pronouncing that right. How about the frame rate on the PS4?
Frame rate on PS4. Well, the biggest frame rate issue on the PS4 was the wind change. That's why we took the wind out. And then Ghost Balls that have still got that wind issue with the tournaments will be one thing. If that's what you're talking about. Other things is some things are out of our control. If people just create like courses with thousands of things in it, we can't really do much about that. It's running at a reasonably good frame rate most of the time. I play PS4 quite a bit and I play PC quite a bit. The biggest strides we had to make was really on the Xbox, and that's what we've really concentrated on in the last while, because them guys weren't even running at 900p until the last update. So that's there. We're improving it all the time. It improves. The thing is, we use in Unity is that if you improve on the base, it's getting better, like across all three platforms. It's just making sure that the processor does things in the right way, and when you use Unity, there's quite a few things that are under the hood that we can't touch. So it's like we need to improve what we can to make things better.
Watch out for that wolf on the back of the green there. I think he's waiting for you to make a 3-putt, which I might do right here. Oh, that's not even close. He was asking. Yeah, he was saying the power outage, I guess, was this frame rate issue, the 92% thing.
Yeah. Okay. Well, so the frame rate. I was talking to Keith about this the other day, and the frame rate and the power outage thing is due to will be fixed when we do the new high-res input. But I think a lot of people get the impression that it's the frame rate drops, so you lose percentage. What it is the reason it happens is that you get used to a rhythm of hitting the ball and get 100%, and the frame rate changes, and that's what happens is that on certain courses your rhythm, you get into it, and then when you get to like the 6th, 7th hole and it's like a lot of polygons being drawn or a lot of animals or a lot of plants or whatever on that hole, the frame rate has dropped slightly, and as you do the movement that you were getting 100% on the previous 5 holes, it's different on that one. So what the high-res input tool will get rid of that. What we also do is if there was a real input issue where we couldn't actually tell, depending on really slow frame rates, what power you were actually swinging it at. So we force it to 100%, and that was why a lot of people were getting 100% on slow frame rates. And then when it picked up in frame rate, they were getting that 94, 92% issue. But this should all work itself out in the next update. We've got it in. I'm playing with it. It plays really well. It plays exactly how I wanted it to play originally. So I'm happy with it, and it'll be interesting to see what the feedback is when you get the next update.
You have to let everybody know that there will be some getting used to it for sure. There was a question that's running to the top. PHJ had asked something about APIs for the tours.
I was talking to Tim today, and we dropped off the API to him. TGC Tours, so he's testing it out for us, and then we'll push it out for the other guys as well. Then after that.
Okay, cool. Yep. Oh, that's the end of that birdie streak. Who mentioned I had a birdie streak?
Yes. I need to do something to try and get some shots back on it.
Yeti said, "Where did that wolf come from?" I guess apparently he didn't put it down on the course. You never know where the wildlife will grow. Oops.
Yeah, and it shouldn't appear without being placed. Ooh, where do I go with this shot? Jesus.
Liquid say, "Can we have an option to select 14 clubs for your bag, including hybrids? That way nobody gains an advantage."
We looked at adding hybrids. I wasn't, from a game design point of view, I wasn't sure what they added. They were like more distance and less risk. It was very hard to do anything with, but they're definitely something we've looked into and want to do in the future. So I'm sure that it'll be something that we'll consider going forward.
Mm-hmm. All right.
The more realistic, the better for us, really, and it'd be good. I'd like to get a few deals with like club makers and stuff.
Oh,
that'd
no.
be good.
Oh, I'm going to be out of bounds.
Is it out of bounds?
It is out of bounds.
Sweet.
Who built this course? I'm gonna blame the designer. That's what we like to say. All right, so I'm gonna drop to a 3-wood then. Oh no, not go in the bunker. Oof, I got lucky there. Liquid says, yeah, but if everybody can select them, then nobody gains an advantage.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. And there's like there's things that we can do. Oh, I like all the Indian stuff in the hills as well.
Yeah.
Pretty cool, yeah.
All right, so 20. I'm gonna try to take it to the middle of the green here, so I don't royally screw this hole up. All right. Oh, actually worked out better than I was expecting. Dr. Getty, please stay out of the native vegetation. The desert is OB, and watch out for rattlesnakes. Fusion, why do you think Keith shoots lower scores than you, and what skills do you think should be most important?
I think, well, I think Keith plays the game more than me.
Probably.
One of the biggest myths is hilarious. Every time I meet any relative, like I was meeting all my relatives at the wedding I was at over in Ireland recently, and all my old school friends and stuff, they go to me, "Oh, well, you still play video games for a living?" And like all people in town here will think that everyone that works at HB plays video games for a living. One thing we don't get to do much when you make video games is play them.
Mm-hmm.
I spend most of my time on the phone to Sony, which I have done today, where Keith gets a little bit more time to play the game in his role. I think I might go for a community manager job next. Oh, heavy.
Yeah. Oswinner86, are there any plans to make hitting a driver harder? Too easy to hit fairways at the minute.
Did you change the option to make it harder?
Yeah, I certainly am not going to.
Yeah, like there's the option to make it harder. I think that the only issue I have with that at the moment, it doesn't give us as much length as I'd like on it. So I think when you've got it that hard, it should be a little harder to, a little bit more gain if you get it correct.
Oh my goodness, what is going on here? I just choked. Falling apart. Fusion says, my point is, how big an importance do you think there should be on hitting straight shots, for example?
I think, well, I look through people's stats quite a lot, and you know, we've got a community that are all pretty much elite video game golfers, so it's very easy to get like influenced by what everyone there's saying to us, because they're the guy, you know, we're the guys that we communicate with the most. But looking through the stats, you know, people aren't hitting fairways as much as you think. You know, you look at me playing, you know, I'm not hitting all the fairways. So, you know, we want the game to be fun. We want it to be hard and tough and like an experience that feels like real golf. But I don't want to be as bad as I am in real life. You know, there's no fun in that. I might as well just go out and play real life. I want to play these courses. You know, this course we're playing today, the Hoodoo Hills. If I played this in real life, I would never be able to go around it. You know, it'd be I'm an average golfer. I want to be better than that, and I want to be able to hit fairways. I don't want to be constantly hitting out of the rough. So you need to be a little bit better. It's, you know, golf is or video games are a fantasy world, really, where you're good at certain things that you're not in real life. And, you know, we've got to keep that. As long as we have, I think it was Lauren that said it before, that was the simulation part of the game creates a mental state, you know, where it simulates what you feel when you play real golf. And, you know, I like that analogy, you know, because it does. I get as angry as I do in real golf when I miss certain easy putts. There's a certain amount of stress to it. And there's a certain amount of thought, you know. I want to have the same thoughts I do when I'm on a golf course, like, okay, there's a 4-foot drop on this shot, I can hit my 3-iron 207 yards, so I should really bring it down a club, and I've got an 8-mile-an-hour wind, and I could do all them sort of things, but I shouldn't have to worry about me hitting the shot clean and, you know, straight as much as I do in real life, because I'm an amateur golfer, and as much as this is meant to be a game about playing amateur golf, you don't want the frustrations of being rubbish. I don't want to be topping the ball and it rolling 4 yards down the fairway. So there's certain amounts of fantasy you've got to sort of add, and as long as we're creating the sort of feeling you get out on the golf course and the same sort of thought process you have when you're out on the golf course, some of the frustrations of not being technically brilliant at the game, like when I play FIFA, I'm not the greatest soccer player in the world. I can see passes, but I can't make them passes in real life. It's the same with golf and hitting the ball straight, and the same in Madden when I see someone running and I want to throw like a 50-yard pass. I can't do that in real life, but to be able to do that in Madden and see the pass, it makes gratifying, so it's them kind of things that I want from the game. And we have to, it has to be fun, otherwise we won't have the community to keep building on the golf club.
Right. Cool. Let's see. What's up, friend Bomber? Welcome, Blue. Oh, that looks pretty good. Oh, just trickled too far. I'm not going to be able to get to the green, I don't think. No, I don't think so, but I'm going to give it a try. I'm hoping I don't go in that little desert section, otherwise I'm hosed again. Nope, I'm good. Oh, I actually got a really good shot out of there. I'm going to go too far. TGCT Live says 51 viewers. Wow, awesome, guys. Thanks, everybody, for joining in the chat.
That's must be all UK PlayStation owners wanting to murder me or something because stuff not being available.
Well, certainly, if you're new to it, hit that follow button down below so you can follow us and you get a message every time we go live doing a stream. That would be awesome. All right.
If people can keep checking as well the DLC, if it appears while I'm online, the party atmosphere will kick off somewhat. It'll be good to hear if it does come live while I'm sitting here.
Yeah, that would be nice. Alright, Reeve Duke says, I'm currently building a desert course with a lot of elevation changes. I'm noticing that when I try to shape my bunkers, I'm running into more jagged edges than I would usually have. Is there a max number of points or vertices that can be used on a course or in a specific area?
I don't know. Is the answer to that. I'm not coming from the 3D art side of the thing. I totally do not know the answer to that. I can ask Jim and Dave, and I'm sure they'll tell me what the problem is. There is a certain amount. We have a certain amount of polygons that we can mess around with, and a certain amount of land that when you can pull it away, so there might be more jaggies when you pull them vertices around. So I don't know exactly what the reason for that would be though.
Alright, look at this little hole here. Wow. Might go down 2 clubs here.
How do I get to that hole? I was not playing it in real life. How do I get round to there?
You gotta scale the mountain. Oh, stop. Jeez, I went down 2 clubs and I still hit over. Oh, I didn't forget about you, Reeve. Don't worry. We're just trying to get to everybody's. Let's see.
So there's a path that goes all the way around the back.
Ah.
So this is something I really want to create in the game, is that feeling of like between holes and to the next shot that you have in real life, where you feel that you've, when you have to walk through certain things and get through certain woods, you sort of miss that in the game. I've noticed, like, even when I'm creating my own courses, which Little Brook Manor I wouldn't say is isn't as good as like these courses that you guys create. People put a lot of effort in between holes and things that you don't really see when you like normal users are going around. So it'd be good if we could bring that out, and I want to be able to manipulate the camera somewhat in between holes or whatever, I can show off the little finer details of my course, which would be great. So me and Jordan are looking into that at the moment, and how we can make people's courses a little bit more. Oh, I have some of that. Boom.
Oh, well done. It's forcing me to make mine now. See if I can put it in on top there.
Didn't my last live stream have a great shot like that as well?
I think so. I believe you did. Alright. That's gonna put you to the tee first. Oh no, you came out of the rough, I forgot. Oh no, that's right, yeah. You had a tee.
Yeah, still.
Yeah, nice.
Still 2 shot, yeah. So 2 shot difference now.
Friend Bomber says, give us a cart to drive around. That could be disastrous. Right. Murray said, when will we be seeing a full implementation of the granularity added to the swing?
So that will be in the next update. So we're pushing that out to Sony fairly soon. And hopefully should be out. It shouldn't take too long to get through cert, so I don't know, a couple of weeks, maybe more, maybe less. Who knows? I don't want to put a date on anything more now with Sony because it's too scary.
No, I've already said no more game updates will now be called the next game update, not the June update.
Yeah.
It'll just be known as the next one. I think that's the way to go. Alright. Follow you up there. He also had asked, would you consider making the next patch one that mainly addresses the fixes to issues currently going on in the game?
I think that we're going to, after this next update, I think that's what we're going to mainly do. I think we're just going to concentrate for a while on just really tuning what we've got, rather than adding any more stuff for a bit, just to really hone down the gameplay and really get what we've got working. I've got the multiplayer experience I want to improve on, and I've got Brian working on that for the last couple of weeks, where it really the onboarding into the game. So as I said earlier, I'm not a big fan of the lobby system. I don't think that it's a bit ancient in its architecture, and I want to have a system that allows you to play multiplayer without having to be saddled on to someone else's connection, and if they pull the plug on it, it doesn't kill your game. And we just need a better onboarding flow, so when you go to the game, you're not having to search around and go through menus to put turn-based on and stuff like that, which is very annoying, and I understand that. It's sort of what happened when we sort of clamped it on the side as we did after the early access, and everyone wanted it, so it's sort of what happened. So we're sort of rewriting that bit at the moment and improving on that, and there's going to be little bits of improvement over the next sort of 18 months or so, where we just really work on things like that. And I think the whole experience will just improve as a whole. You're going to be getting updates where you'll look at it and you sort of feature bullet points that I'll put on the updates, or you look at it and go, oh well, does that really move the needle? But I think for the actual experience of playing the game, it will.
Nice. John said hashtag kind legend after that.
Yeah,
that pitch.
John, I'm trying to get that trending on Twitter. It's not happening.
In the forums, Han Shandy asked, any news on the plans to overhaul the short game? Do you know what you will be addressing or removing?
Well, I think what we want to do is the chip shot is great at the moment with a 9-iron, 8-iron, 9-iron. I want that little. There's not enough of an arc on it, so it's very hard to sort of dink it over a bunker and stuff. It's just a little bit too nudgy. Also, it's a bit twitch-like in its in the way that you have to do it. It should feel more like a putt. So that's one of the big things we're going to work on. We're also going to make the flop shot a lot harder. That's basically the kickoff 2 of chipping from the halfway line. If any English people are out there that played kickoff 2. It's a bit of a cheat shot at the moment, and we want to sort of get rid of that. So, and there we go. I went within 2, and now I'm back to 4.
I made a nice putt. Look at this one.
This is an immense course. So imagine if this was real life.
I know.
We should show this to Greg Norman and see if he wants to make it.
Ooh, that'd
be pretty impressive.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
I was going to do, that Hitler movie that's out there that you can put the fake subtitles in?
Oh,
Yeah, people can put a rant in there, and Hitler does the rant, and you like put the fake subtitles on.
right on YouTube.
I was thinking about doing the same thing, where you could enter stuff about people's courses, and then we'd take that Gary Player interview where he rants about Chambers Bay, and in between, that'd be hilarious. This is the worst course ever made.
It's a strong, huge elevation change here.
No. Oh yes, nice bounce. Deserved a bit of luck.
Ooh, that's nice. TGCT Live asked, it'd be cool if somehow we're able to see how many people were playing on a certain course at that time, then join in and be given an option to join someone's round. If both agree, then you could play a match.
Yeah, and that's something that we really want to do. When we first envisioned the Ghost Balls, it was one of these things where we wanted to be able to see everyone live playing the Ghost Balls, at any time. So you could go in and you could go, okay, there's 99 people playing this course, and even if you weren't friends with any of them, and then maybe approach them and to play. There was just a few design flaws around that at the time that we weren't quite sure how to get over. In the fact that, if I'm playing a nice quiet round on Little Brook Manor by myself, or like me and Keith are playing now, and then there's 30 other people playing, do we want to be bothered by people keep going, can I play, can I play, can I play? Do we have options in there that says turn all other, any options off? Things like that. So it's just, it's designing clean ways around these options is always the issue.
Oh, this could be really good.
See, Biggins,
and it is.
Look at Biggins with his kickoff 2 was way better. So, it was the first game I ever worked on Biggins, and one of my best mates is Steve Screech, and me and him ended up owning Anko software before I moved to Canada. So I'm a huge Kickoff fan, as the geek I am for making video games since I was 14 years old.
Alright. Big T had asked, is Fog still in the works?
Yeah, we have some stuff on Jim's machine that's got some fog on there. It looked really, really good. It does cause a bit of a problem with frame rate, so we wanted to get them things sorted out first before we push it. So we'll continue. Rami's continually improving the frame rate for fog, for everything. So then once I think we get a nice steady frame rate and the high res inputs in and stuff like that, it's something that we'll look at pushing maybe.
Yeah, I know there was some chatter on the forums about courses being too dark, so I don't know if Fog would play into that as well. But he also asked, how about an upgraded desert theme?
Yeah, we could think about doing one of them. We have actually got one in the works, so it's a little bit more lush. Once Jim finishes that, we might push it live if we think it's good enough.
I don't shine shoes anymore. Any plans on reducing or capping the global winds in the tropical and highland themes, or keeping winds and reducing their effect in higher winds, for example 18 plus miles per hour on the ball flight?
Yeah, well, I think what we have with the winds at the moment is that I think the high winds, we don't want to cap them really on the tropical theme and stuff. I think that just the average is mostly a little bit too high at the moment. And with that, I think we just need to bring it down slightly. So when we do that, I'll I think it's just a bit of time being spent on them and getting a nice steady sort of average that we can all be happy with.
I'm afraid to hit driver here.
I wouldn't even know where to start in real life. I'm
hoping 3-wood isn't too much here. Downwind. Oh no. Uh-oh, this could be close. I hope it hits the fence. Hit the fence. Oh jeez.
Is it out of bounds?
I must be like an inch from the out of bounds or something.
No, there's no out of bounds on there.
I thought it was in between.
That bit that runs across the fairway isn't out of bounds.
Oh, okay, good.
Yeah, you're saved.
I was saved. Otherwise, I definitely would have been out there. D-Dog asks, where's my three-sided land, one-side ocean coastal backdrops for all themes?
Well, Jim's working on some of them backdrops at the moment. Oh, I'm with you, buddy. I'm with you. Yeah.
Ooh, yeah. Well, it's in the Highlands theme.
Yeah,
which,
and we had to work on them for that one. So because it's in the Highlands theme, might start appearing in the other themes then as well.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know where to go with this shot. Just gonna play it safe.
Reeb asked, who do I bribe for beta versions of the GNCD? And Han pointed at me.
I don't know. We should do some kind of paid DLC for beta versions.
TGCT Live, I'd be happy to beta test new additions. Blue asked, will alternate shot be worked into this game at any point?
Well, yeah, as I said, it's a design thing. It's also than anything else.
Sort of touched on that one. In the form DHNUFC, would it be possible to implement tracking of your whole swing rather than just the result of the swing? This way we could see where we have gone wrong with our swing.
I don't understand the question. At the moment, that line shows how well you did going forward, how straight it was. Are you to? Is he saying how straight he went going back as well, and how far back he went?
I think so. I think maybe that's so the line would kind of show you your entire swing back, backswing and forward.
I can't see that happening in the near future.
Oh my goodness!
There's a whole host of things I wouldn't mind.
I just hit it out of bounds.
Oh yes, that's what I needed to see.
Alright, I'm making a complete mess here. Going up a club, I'm hoping this will get across. Go! Holy cow, okay. D-Doc says, I need my Pacific West Coast theme.
Pacific West Coast. Yeah, we can, we're always looking for ideas. I still want to do my city thing, but no one has come around to doing that for me yet. It's the buildings, I think, is hard to do. There's a lot of work to do getting all the buildings in, but I'd really like to make like a city-style thing that like you see in New York and Chicago and places like that, where you see the city on the outskirts of there with the big buildings. Mm-hmm. But yeah, Jim hasn't started one of them for me yet either, so I'm hoping something like that comes about soon.
Mick Bog asked, are we getting pushed and pulled shots anytime soon?
Not in the near future, but I think it will come around maybe the same time as we do the after we've done the short game. I think once we've worked on that, then we'll mostly work on other parts of the swing and sort of pushed and pulled shots and stuff like that then.
Okay. Alright. Fusion asked, what things influence your shot at the moment? Does your backswing even have an effect?
Yes, it does. You can, if you, it will not affect your direction, but it will affect the amount of power. So, if you only go a half swing, you will not get 100% power that you need.
Alright. What's up, golfer dude? Welcome. Oh, nice little putt there. Alright, let's see if I can get this one in. This mess I'm making. There we go. We also asked any course statistics hole by hole. Any possibility of this? So I'd like to see average scores on the holes of my course.
Yeah, it's one of them things as well. I was thinking about today, and that I'd love to see post round. At the moment where your handicap change, I'd love to see all your stats go up, and then I'd love for you as a designer to be able to break down your course and see all these things, and all the data's stored. That's one of the beauties of the way the game works. So as all the data is stored, it's just all about pulling that data and showing it in the right way. So yeah, it's definitely something we can look at doing. What do we get there? I'm 4 over and you're 1 under.
I'm 1 under at the moment. Yep.
Where's... okay. Go around that corner.
Els41 asked, can we have the winter theme now, please?
Well, nobody wanted it. we were gonna do it, and then everyone said they didn't want it. So, yeah. Well, I think we'll most probably wait until it gets a bit colder in the air before we release it, because us living in Canada, we're so sick of the winter that when we got a bit of warm weather, the last thing we need to be doing is reminding us how bad it was. So I think, yeah, maybe October, November time, we might do it. Might be a Christmas special or something like that.
Oh, there you go. Alright. After hitting driver too far these last few times now, I'm gun shy to hit the driver. Okay. Uh-oh. Oh, just gonna hang on. TGC, they're saying Els is the only one that wants it. You could call it the Els theme.
Can do.
Liquid Snake, spring theme next, surely.
Yeah. That could be something we'd look at. Wouldn't mind doing something a bit like that. We haven't got anything spring-like. We've got an autumn. Got a couple of autumn and summers and a winter one, but yeah, spring would be nice.
Yeah, definitely. Alright, let's see here. 13. Into the wind. It's right on line. I don't know if I got the distance. Oh! I'll take that one. Let's see. McBugga said, give us simulation mode, a stats pack, game modes, foursomes, best ball as DLC while keeping the support and polishing up. Or if the architecture is limiting, get to work on TGC2 and find a way to carry over the course library. A golf game that has 60,000 courses on launch day, that should sell a few copies.
Yeah, you'd think so. That was pretty impressive, I think. We reached 70,000 today. I put a tweet out earlier.
I saw that.
Yeah, I was pretty impressed with that. You know, as soon as we released with nothing, I think, was it? Or did we have 1 or 2 when we first went? So... what did I get there? Pard the hull. I'll take that.
I think I had a nice little shot out of the rough there to get my bird. Oh, thanks, Blue. He was complimenting my shot. Hans, is everyone wanting to see the new GNCD goodies? Yeah, we're getting there. We're getting there.
Yeah.
Right.
Keith's going to take us on a masterclass of building courses.
I'm not sure about that, but I could certainly show you the new theme and some of the new... Oh, come on, go in. Still has not been a hole-in-one on an HB live stream.
No, I've only ever had 1 in my life.
I had 2 while I was testing the course I was building. I said, why when I'm testing? Can't do it actual gameplay. Oh, did you say actually in real life?
No, I've never done one in real life. Jesus.
For a sec, I was like, you said real life? Oh, damn. I've never had one in real life, unfortunately.
I think I just meant as in outside of the stream.
Ah, gotcha.
I called the stream not real life. It's my Matrix reality. Ooh.
Reeves says, any way to get the resolution settings to stop changing when Steam updates? I'm not sure what that even means.
Oh, you mean the settings that you put on the thing? Well, what does it always go back to the max, I suppose, is it? I don't know. I'll talk to Rami about that. He might be able to store it in part of your settings. It's mostly not. It's just not stored with your settings. It mostly gets overwritten.
Oh, turn. Nope. I was wondering, any ideas to make it so you can shut down your course so it doesn't clog up your design list?
Um,
Do you mean your published courses? I'm assuming he means in the designer. Maybe because it'll show you the courses that you've already published. It shows it in there. Maybe that's what he means. I'm not sure.
well, not at the moment, but if people are finding that as an issue, we can definitely look at something to clean that up. I know it'd be annoying if you're trying to do that. So if you've got a lot of courses on the go.
Yeah. Plus, especially guys who do a few different betas and things. I mean, if you're doing that for all your courses, you must have an extensive list in the GNCD there. KY Duckman asked about true multiplayer when we get alternate shots. We kind of went over that one. We don't need lobbies, just an invite system for friends, or if they are not on, a random quick connect to other golfers for the same game type.
Say that question again. I was too busy looking at the course. I wasn't listening to you.
KY Duckman had asked about true multiplayer, so I mean you kind of touched on that whole situation there. But when we get to play different modes, alternate shot skins, etc., with our friends, we don't need lobbies, just an invite system for friends.
Yeah, so as I said, Brian's sort of working on something like that. So I'm hoping that we'll see soon some improvements in that respect. And I think that's the issue with our multiplayer at the moment is the fact that it's not true. It's not a nice flow into it. And once we do that, I think you'll see big improvements. And I think we'll see the request for lobbied multiplayer not being as great because I don't think it really adds anything. If we do the onboarding correctly, and it feels comfortable, like the way that you get into the game and you play against friends and non-friends. If we do that in a nice way, there's no need for a lobby.
Right. Golfer Dude asked, any way you could make it so that the golf course difficulty and firmness is listed on the screen while you're playing?
On the screen while you're playing, not in. So you want it there all the time?
Yeah.
We could do a little sub-screen off the in-game menu that just gave you the course overview, maybe.
Yeah.
So I could just press the start button and then go and get a course overview, and maybe just bring up that panel you get pre-game, because that pre-game panel shows you the difficulty and the firmness, doesn't it? So
it doesn't have the firmness, but it has the
right.
green speeds and the difficulty of the course, but it doesn't have the firmness setting.
Yeah.
Oh, no. Oh, Driver T asked for custom multi-plant. Any way to add a create your own variety of planting and then duplicate it? That would be very useful. So I guess if you built a planting thing that you like, to be able to, I guess, copy it and paste it.
It'd be like a custom brush, basically, where you go, like, put a load of things in, cut them out, and then say, okay, I want to plant that 100 times. Like,
I think so.
Yeah. You could only do it a couple of times. We've got enough space for a couple of custom brushes. It's a bit of work. It's not going to be cheap to do, but it's something the Greg Norman guys would also like to use for the way they use the course designer. So if we get it in for them, we'll give it to you guys for free. So.
There's a sweet looking tee shot here. Just give. All right. That looks pretty good. Liquid Saint, yeah, I burnt the edge there on that putt. Han, TGC, a copy paste function would be great. Yep, that's what Driver T, he just posted, that's what he was asking about. Han also asked, any further news on being able to delete or hide published beta or test courses?
No further news on that at the moment. It is definitely something I understand why there's a ton out there. We also, like, moving forward, I'd love to be able to for you to like beta test a course, so you could push it out there for a period of time and then bring it back and then publish for real, so you can sandbox it a little and maybe just amongst your friends you have it available, something like that. it's there's an abundance of courses out there at the moment that are just not very good, and it's test courses, and I know that a lot of people request to me that they've got better versions of the courses that are out there, and now people are playing the worst version. They don't want people seeing them ones anymore. So there's definitely something that needs to be addressed there. It's just, again, working out the best way to do that is the problem.
Yeah. Aspire for the question: how about height maps in game for real courses? None. I'm not sure what it's non-PGA. I'm not even sure the rest of the question. It says there is a city builder that enables height maps.
As in, you get the topographical data from maps. Is that what he's talking about? So you get the real undulation on fairways and stuff. We actually have that working for the Greg Norman guys, and it's like just not very user friendly at the moment in a way that we could put out in the game. So, I hit the flag. Oof.
Oh my! Oh wow! You got hosed there.
Yeah.
It bounced way away. Biggins, any chance we could have out of bounds being active only on specific holes, so we can have in course out of bounds? So I guess basically, if you didn't want someone to cheat and cut across one of the holes, you could make it so it was only out of bounds when you play the 5th hole, but then when you turn around and coming back on 6, it wouldn't be out of bounds. I think that's what he's asking.
Yeah, that's a good point, actually. I don't know. I'd have to look into it. It would have to work out how we could do it and the best ways around it. So I can't really say anything about that at the moment. But yeah, it's technically could be a bit of fun to try and squeeze that in. But we'll take a look at it.
Timber Pete in the forums is looking to pin you down to a time frame, but he says, I know you've said in the past that additional multiplayer modes are quote-unquote on the list, but can you tell us if anyone on the team is currently and actively working on this aspect of the game?
Brian is working on the multiplayer onboarding at the moment, so once that's done, we'll see we got stable for tournaments in. So there's always little bits we're improving and working on, but it's the order in what they are. So multiplayer will improve somewhat in the next few updates. So it'll be interesting to see how that goes down, and if we want to put new rules and stuff in there then.
Liquid asking what that's behind my head. Yep, that is my the Ion drum kit for Rock Band, which once Rock Band 4 comes out later this year, I will dust that off and start using it again. I'm not a drummer by trade. Alright.
6 shots of difference. It's not gonna. I don't think I'm gonna catch you. Need you to have a bit of a nightmare.
Trying to avoid the out of bounds. It's not easy here. It's quite a bit. Okay. I'm S. Dale. How are things going regarding having the possibility to define areas for water hazards or lateral hazards or ground under repair in the GNCD?
What do you mean by defining a water hazard?
I think
water is the water hazard, isn't it?
Yeah, I think he's asking. I guess he followed up. Could you add like red stakes, yellow stakes, or blue stakes, things like that, so you could define the different areas?
Yeah, I suppose we could. We're looking at making some more stakes, so we can put them stuff in. The ground under repair. We were talking about this the other day. It's a strange one because the whole point of a golf game is that you don't need to have ground under repair. It means that you get to play it in its perfect state. But if people want it, we can add it. So yeah, I don't know. It's the stakes are something we were looking into, but all the other little bits at the moment we haven't got around to as of yet, but it's Paul chips away at these little things all the time, so we can, he's always just chipping away at the course creator stuff, and loads of little things that go in all the time that are improvements. So the thing is with Paul, he has like a couple of big tasks per update, and then on top of that, he just works on a lot of little things here and there that just improve the performance, and little things that you guys request on the forum. So he'll go through and he'll go, yeah, okay, this is important, and we'll talk about it. He sits next to me and we talk about it and we go, yeah, okay, this is good. So these are little things that get in, and if they're easy to do, they're a lot quicker like more of a chance of getting in.
Cool. Liquid Snake says, I hope you have good soundproofing or good neighbors. Yeah, I own my own single family house, so it's not an issue. I can crank it up.
Yeah, you're lucky. You live in the US. So if you lived in England, you very rarely have a detached house.
Yeah, my neighbors are about 30, 40 feet away from me, so
all right,
they won't hear it. Let's see. I'm Dallas. So final question was, when can I choose to have blue flags on the greens? Another one? Oh, wow. He asked when he could have blue flags on the greens instead of the conventional red we have today. So I'll just say, stay tuned.
Yeah.
Stay tuned. Right. Let's see if we can make this puppy here. Come on now, 24. Oh, didn't hit it. Bloke Gang, has anyone ever brought up putting circles for birdies and squares for bogeys on the scorecard?
We looked at that first, but it got really
question.
messy. It got really messy on the scorecard, so we took them out and wouldn't put the colours in. That was why we did it. It just didn't look very clean on the scorecards, and so that's why they're not there. It's just a graphic design decision.
Mm-hmm. Sorry, Fusion, I know you've asked a couple times and it went up, but you mentioned about just kind of ad-libbing here, but maybe removing the grid lines on the box and things, because people have basically made calculators and they know that exactly what, moving it up to a certain line on the shot shaper.
Yeah, as I've said before, I wouldn't mind taking away a lot of the numbers and making them more ish numbers, if you know what I mean.
Right.
Like,
right.
Because I never stand on a golf course and go, right, I'm 242 yards away from the hole, and I just look, I'm around 250ish, and I normally use like 3 wood from here and stuff like that. So to take the maths out of it a little, I'd like that.
Oh, you're following me there. Oh, it's okay.
Look at that.
Good cart golf there.
Yeah, we need to with this course and the cart's going to happen. Or going to happen to the cart and their battery on this. Oh, where do I go from here?
All right, I got a Scruffy 37 question. He says, I'll just read it verbatim. I know I get ignored, but being as I sell at least 2 copies a week for you guys, and as Keith doesn't own a PS4, by the way, I think Anthony should buy him one. Can we have an alternative play night on PS4? Anything goes, especially exposing, as it seemed tonight me and DLW got a few more viewers. I promise to swear, moan, bitch, anything else, but will also help anyone out with their gameplay as I hit the same as all the genuine fellas.
Yeah, well, me and Keith have spoken about doing a PS4 night. I just got to try and sort out a few things and get a PS4 available so we can do one. So that's not a problem. Yeah, we got to sort something out for the PS4 users, because I know Keith's a Xbox guy, and we normally always play on the PC here because it's easier for the stream between the two. So yeah, PS4 definitely. I think we should try and sort something out for that.
Yep.
And thanks Scruffy for getting us 2 copies sold a week. Much appreciated.
Yeah. In terms of Anyone? I don't think there'll be a chance for anyone else to do an official live stream. I think that will be kept in house, I would imagine.
Yeah, I would say so.
Ramjet 36. Any estimate as to when refurbished rural and alpine themes will be released?
No, not. I haven't got a date on them yet. It's just once they're finished and looking good, and we can put them out in an update, we'll do that. It's definitely something that will like if once they look good and Jim spent a bit of time on them, we can push them live.
Oh, Liquid Snake, come on. I was just about to read DLC is out on PS4, guys, and then he wrote, no, just kidding.
Oh,
that's
God.
not right.
that's not even funny, buddy.
No.
Oh man, my heart on the jump there.
Like Fusion just posted it, gets a face palm. Not nice. Alright, let's see. 8-footer here. Oh, missed it. Alright, let me keep hammering away here. Hit it long. Will multiple pin placements for user-created courses ever be implemented?
I'm sure at some point they will. It's just, again, it's a design issue with ghost balls and stuff. If you're playing against a ghost who's played on a different pin position than you, and you see him sink the ball in a middle of a different place on the green than you're on, it would be very weird. So yeah, I'm sure at some point it will be something that we look to do, because I look at the people when they release courses for different pin days, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. It's insane that you've got the same course 4 times, just different pin positions. So it should be the same. So we'll look at doing something like that, I'm sure, in the future.
Cool. Just touch it back on Scruffy mentioning live streams. I mean, anybody that's doing live streams, that's awesome. I didn't mean to say that you shouldn't be doing it. I'm just saying to call it an official live stream obviously is not really possible, but I love watching the other live streams. Those are cool. He also asked, what about allowing players to select where on the teeing ground they would like to tee off from? So if you wanted to be close to the right, the right markers, or over to the left.
Yeah, I really like that in other games I've seen it in, so it's definitely something we'd like to add. I just missed a birdie.
Ooh. That was a rough one. Oh, thanks, Blue. He said great shot there. Let's see if I can cash in. There we go. Hans says, seems to me that ghost balls cause more problems than anything else. Wouldn't it be easier to just get rid of them?
I don't think so. I think that I enjoy playing against them. It makes the game entertaining for me rather than just going around playing against myself. Playing against my previous ghost is good. Playing against other friends of mine is good. I think it's pretty revolutionary, and I think a certain other golf game is coming out with several ghost balls on your round soon as well, from what I've read.
Yep.
So it must have worked quite well.
This is a dangerous little tee shot here, but I think I may have just pulled it off.
Well, I don't think you're going to lose 9 shots on this hole.
No, not after that tee shot. Look at this thing. I found the little slot there to get down.
Oh, nice.
Bloke Gang, if you were to use PGA colors for the scorecard, red would be a birdie instead of a bogey. Os winner, any chance of the win saying just basically a range like 8 to 10 instead of being specific 8, 9?
I wanted to have it, well, originally we did have it in as just pointing in a direction and how heavy it was, like it'd be light or breezy or strong and stuff like that, but it didn't look quite as nice, so we put back to the numbers. I also wanted to do it so the thing would change direction and that the colour would go from like a green to a red or something, depending on how heavy it was. I think that makes a big difference to the way the game plays. Say the calculator people then can't do it. But it's very strange how many people play the game like it's a maths quiz.
Yeah.
And I think that's why I'm not as good as a lot of the people out there, because I play it where I just look at it and go, okay, I'm going to go up on 156 yards as I am now, and I go 156 yards, yeah, I hit the 7 iron, 158 yards, I'll go up a club. I don't sit there and mathematically work out the percentages I need to and all that a lot of people do. And but if that's the way they enjoy playing the game, I don't really want to stop them from enjoying it either. So
that's true. All right, this is hit it long and asked, the current ability to loft up clubs, for example, make a 6 iron hit the same distance as a pitching wedge but with more spin, is very arcade. Will this mechanic be toned down to make this aspect of the game more realistic?
Yeah, I think it'll work. When we relook at the flop shot and stuff, I think we need to rework some of that. It's that stuff is a little bit wrong at the moment, you know, and it's a little bit too easy to do stuff like that. If you do try and like change your stance and everything with a 6 iron to make it hit the length of a pitching wedge, it should be like a very, very high chance you're going to top the ball when it only rolls a couple of yards.
Right.
Yeah.
Thanks, Aspire, for tuning in. Take it easy. Let's see. I don't shine shoes anymore. Plans on adding more search options. List the theme with course info.
Yeah, look out for the next update.
Yeah. I can give a brief check out on that when we're done. 14-footer up to. Make a distance putt. Oh, nice. Finish in style. Let's see. Separate firmness sliders for greens. Stay tuned. Tasted asked, is there a color shifter coming for buildings and other objects and textures?
We're looking at that. All the buildings and that are designed to do that. Everything that we've got is designed. So all the green trim and stuff around certain buildings and stuff is all set to green at the moment, but you can actually set it the way the technology works behind it. So we just need to sort it out so it actually works for you guys to do. So it's one of them things that is a nice it adds stuff to people's courses, and it's not too much work for us to do for like a small update. So it's one of them things that I think just keep an eye out for, and I'm sure we'll have it knocked out soon. Alright,
so that was Hoodoo Hills Rebastard by Dr. Yeti. Definitely go out and give this one a play. I think you'll enjoy it.
Yeah, well done, Dr. Yeti, on that one. That was a very, very impressive course.
Global Jim Jam with a -10 there. Holy cow.
Jim Jam's some sort of golfing legend on this. I don't know what he's like, how good he is in real life, but I play against his ghost sometimes, and I'm always pretty amazed how well he does.
A couple of -9s, a -8, some really good scores.
Biggins is buzzing. He's looking at Highland theme there. That's the first time I've looked at the questions down the side of the thing, because I'm just concentrating on my screen. Biggins is buzzing.
Alright, so nobody really wants to see the Highlands theme, do they? Nah. Alright, so we'll just end the show here and go on to the next. I'm just kidding. Alright, oops, wrong button. Real quick here, I'll just show you. If you go into play around here, all courses, and there you go. Advanced filters. Just show you real quick. Filter by holes, by theme, by difficulty. So, and with all of this stuff, obviously, we're not going to give you an exact date on when it's coming, but it is coming. So, and things can change, of course, you know, until it's set in stone. But just so you guys can see that. So that is something that's being worked on. All right, so you can look at all the things I'm working on. Links course. Alright, so I'm just going to give you... I'm going to go through it. I'll just play the first 3 holes that I built here. I tried to do a few little different ideas, sort of a Linksy feel, and then you'll see the next or the third hole is actually a little bit different. So, so anyways, you can see the grasses are definitely a lot more realistic compared to the original Link's theme. Not as bright, a little more muted colors. You've got your gorse bushes, everything else. Oh, got to make this hole tougher apparently. All right. So anyway, so that was the first, but you can see the different types of bushes and everything that are in there. I'll give you a much better close-up. So this is my feeble attempt at a Link style hole with more of the pot bunker type style, but you can kind of get an idea of the versatility that the theme will give you between this hole and the next hole that you'll see. So yep. But there's quite a few. I'll show you guys when we're done with this one. Is there a color option? Chambers Bay Brown. No. Friend Bomber picked up on the flag, as you can see it. There you go. So there's one of your... Unfortunately, there's no wind to really stretch out the flag, but I'll show you that in a minute. Yep. So I went ahead. I'll show you in a second. I put out every single tree, and we'll scan through it. And I can show you the trees and the different bushes that are coming. There's a few things in the background right now that you might see that hasn't been in there before. Alright, that 1 mile an hour wind doesn't make it too difficult. Biggin says looks a little like a treeless harvest. Well, at the moment, but there you go. Here's the third hole that I built. So this gives you a much different look as compared to the first ones. So I'll just let it kind of scroll through there, and you can see the different trees. Alright, so when there's no wind, this hole is actually drivable. If you can get there. So who knows, I'll probably keep going with this one, and maybe you'll recognize these down the road on an official course. It is drivable if you hit a good shot. Oh, there we go. Begins with Highland theme. Can the settings be set so that the fairways run a little harder and faster? Yep. Yep, you can definitely change the firmness settings. Someone had asked that actually in a question. I wasn't really sure that answer, but do the different themes have different basically firmness? Or if you just set it to the highest firmness, it's the same for across all themes?
They have a set to start with, so they'll always be there. But if you then change that firmness, you can push them into being what other ones are. So the defaults are unique to that theme, but you can, when changing them on the slider, will change them back to whatever that means. So the max on Harvest is the same as max on Desert, and the same as max on Links.
Gotcha. All right, so that was the 3 holes that I built. So you can kind of get a little bit of an idea there. So this is what I wanted to show you guys here. So go through, you can see the different trees basically that are in this theme. I'll just kind of scan through as we go along here. You got your elm trees, got a lot of pine trees, and then down into the different types of bushes. You can see different types of bushes here. I increased these, obviously. I mean, these can be changed, the sizing, but then you've got a couple of new, these are the colored grasses. Got a couple of new ones right here, the purple and the yellow. So those are actually in the grass selection. So there you go. Alright, so let's see, a couple of the new toys to look at here in the terrain section. Details. And what does details do? You turn that slider down, and there goes all your little grasses and things. So you can You can decide on the fly what you want to do with that. So that is details is coming. Now rocks. I think everybody's going to be really interested in this one. Here you go. Lots of rocks. Turn that slider down, and there you go. Get rid of those pesky rocks that people are spending a lot of time going around deleting. So you now have a slider for that, so that's coming as well. And oops, here's one that a lot of people have been asking about that I think they're really going to like. Distance. So I want to see how far from here to here. There you go. Just hit it, back it up, and now we've got a distance marker. So you can see 263. It gives you the elevation from point to point. So it's the point that you're starting at there. So I'm on. It's up 12 feet from there. If I come over to this point and check it from this point, now you can see it's down 12.9. So you know from the point that I'm at down to the other point is down. You can add to it, you can clear it, but you can also, if I came back in, I can come in and you can throw down multiple ones, so it's not just one at a time. And then basically you just kind of move over your point and you pick up the one that you want. So you can see the different things. You can delete them one by one or clear all, and you get rid of them all. So that's a cool, sweet little feature there. I know a lot of people have been asking about that one. Something else that you guys will be interested in. So if I got my cart path coming around the course, in terms of textures, it's still a global texture. So if you would have had multiple cart paths down and you change one, they're all going to change colors. But if you wanted to do this now, so say you wanted your patio, before you had to go and keep making all these multiple patios. Well, now you can do this. Come in here and move on top, and now there's a path width. And there you go. So, and notice that is not global. So that is actually whatever path you happen to be on. So you can make a nice little big patio in one little swoop, and it won't change all the rest of your cart paths on your course. So that's pretty cool.
I think I'm going to have to do a cart path video, because I noticed that you do what a lot of other people do, Keith, and you lay a lot of dots where you don't need to. If you lay a front and back, and you can pull the middle and bend it.
True. Yeah. Yeah. I usually just yeah. You can do. You could do. You can bend them. You can bend them around. You can do that if you want. Yeah, it makes it a little crazier trying to bend them. It makes it a little too funky. Less is more in this case. If you want to do that.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Let me see. What else was I? Oh well, here you can see here's your three-sided land and one-side water in this theme. As we pan around, so you can get your coastal look. So that's kind of cool. I'm sorry if you guys are asking questions in chat. I'm just trying to bang out all the different things. What else? Here we go. Where was it? I forget where I saw it now. Oh, yeah, sorry. You can go into layout, greens. So now you've got a firmness setting. So you can change the firmness of the greens. I tested it on this par 3 hole, and with the firmness all the way to the max, I think my pitching wedge bounced out about 10 yards. And when I reduced it down to 0, it pretty much stuck right where it hit. Maybe it had about a foot or 1 yard bounce. So that'll make a big difference. And this is just completely separate from the fairways. So you could make your fairways firm and fast, and then make your greens really soft if you wanted to. And here's flag. So that's where I was before. So you have a bunch of different options in your flag. As far as I know, the flag is just global, though. I don't know, Anthony. Do you know?
It's not per hull. It will be global for the
Yeah.
vehicles. Yeah.
Is that something that could be implemented? Like sometimes you see the courses have red, red, white, and blue, front, middle, back.
I'm not sure technically if that what we do on that one. I'll have to ask around. Jim and Paul know. One step at a time.
Someone asks, is that green grid bigger than normal? I don't think so.
No, it's the same. We haven't changed that.
Yeah, I don't think that's been changed. What else, guys? Just flipping through. Oh, when you go into Team Rough, here you go. You got a heavy width slider. So now, if you want to, I don't know, it's kind of hard to see it. Let me see, maybe this hole. So you can get rid of the heavy on a global scale. There you go. You can sort of see that. You can get rid of all the heavy rough. You don't have to go hole by hole to do it. That's a global thing now. I think that was about it. I think fairways, nothing really in fairways. I mean, they're same. You have your fairway firmness settings. But I think that was everything I was going to show you guys. Yeah, appearance, nothing really, not too much new there. Same. Time of day is still the same. But that's where you can see the backdrop there. That's the three-sided. If you guys want to see what I could click through. If you want to see what that one has more of an island feel. I think this one, higher mountain feel. And then I think the last one was this the island? Yeah. So you could still do that sort of an island look if you still want it. Oh, I went out.